Hi my friends, Loco here. For you today, I have FlyQuest versus TSM for my Loco recap. We have FlyQuest, the second best team in the league, supposedly. They are coming off a loss to EG. It was very much an uncharacteristic game where they fucked up a lot of setups, so that didn't go the best for them. And we have TSM also uncharacteristically beating C9, the best team in the league. So yeah, pretty exciting matchup. If TSM wins this, they are tied for second. So let's get started with the draft. FlyQuest bans are very typical. Xayah and Syndra versus TSM from blue side makes a lot of sense. The Tahm Kench ban is a little bit weird for me. I don't think they need to ban Tahm Kench, and I am pretty curious why they did end up banning Tahm Kench, because Ignar plays a lot of the hook champions that are really good into Tahm, so yeah, I'm just very curious. I thought the ban was pretty unnecessary. As for TSM, the Ornn ban is very typical. It's just a red side tax that you have to pay. The Senna ban is also a little bit weird for me. I understand that TSM doesn't play Senna, but nor does FlyQuest really. They haven't been that great of a Senna team. And the Rumble ban is actually for Pyre Evil and not Viper. It is a little bit for Viper, but for FlyQuest, it's mostly been Pyre Evil that's been the Rumble player. So yeah, there's that. So FlyQuest ends up first picking Aphelios, and they end up giving up Set. I don't love this. I don't think Viper has many great champions into Set. He ends up going with Aatrox. It is a typical counter. But if I am FlyQuest, I am very much worried about Broken Blade versus the Viper matchup. I think Broken Blade is the best player out of all 10 players here, and Viper is the worst player out of all 10 players here. So it is a lane where there's a huge difference in skills. So I'd be thinking a lot about how am I going to make sure to neutralize the lead that TSM has on top lane, just due to the natural matchup of Broken Blade and Viper. And giving Broken Blade one of his most comfortable champions and one of the most strongest champions in top lane with Set isn't the best way to go about it, especially if all you're getting for it is Aphelios. I would have much rather FlyQuest first pick Set and given over Aphelios and play something into that than yeah what they're doing here. Rest of the draft is pretty typical until the Irelia pick at the very end. I think the Irelia is a little bit of TSM being confident and really feeling themselves. They normally like standard teamfight comps and having Bjerg more on a control mage. His most played champion this split has been Syndra, and Irelia is a completely different paradigm. The setup for it is really good here though. Gragas, an AP jungler that can engage. They also have the Nautilus. They also have Set looking for flanks. This does put the comp on a little bit of a timer. FlyQuest has great tank in Zac. They have really good backline in Aphelios and Orianna. So it's up to TSM to get ahead and really snowball their lead. Before we get into the game, let's look at the two comps really quickly. As I said before, TSM has a very dive-esque comp. Most of their champions want to be diving and looking for multiple angles and looking for flanks, while FlyQuest has a very, very standard teamfight comp. They have a strong backline, they want to play around their strong backline, they want to have Zac up in front, disrupting people, and there is like an item breaking point for FlyQuest that they want to reach. Once they get up to 3 items and their carries have flashes and their carries have stopwatch, it's actually really difficult for TSM divers to do their job. So that's the point in the game that FlyQuest is really looking to get to. 3 items and a half, and flashes up on carries and looking for team fights then. But yeah, those are the win conditions. Now let's get started with the game. So we're going to have Dardoch invade on Centauran here. It's Gragas versus the Zac. Zac really can't fight anyone until he gets his Cinderhawk, so yeah, he's going to have to lead the Gromp. But the real play's up on top lane. We have Broken Blade building up a huge wave, places the ward for Bjergsen to TP on. Going to start with the ult, and then let's see how it goes. Bjerg coming in. This is the real key pointer. You can see Bjerg landing his stun here and Broken Blade landing his W. It did start with Broken Blade using his E, but if Viper and Centauran flash out here and they don't get stunned, the dive is completely different. Viper can start looking for knockups, Centauran still has his passive as the Zac. They have a really big chance to turn this dive or at least make it 1 for 1 or 2 for 2. But this dive's just going to go down so cleanly because they're both going to get stunned and insta-bursted. It was really troll that they just allowed this to happen. And we have Pyre Evil walking down too. Yeah, just a lot of ways that they could have played this differently. A lot of ways they could have bought time, but it's going to be a clean dive for TSM. Yeah, they get stunned and then Gragas feed and then insta-popped. And then the little blobby is just going to die in the process too. So this gives TSM a huge lead and a really important member, Irelia. A lot of times Irelia isn't the winning matchup in the matchup she's being picked into. Like the Ori versus Irelia, right? This is not a matchup where the Irelia just stomps the Orianna. but it's rather a matchup where Irelia can set up dives on Orianna really well, and when she gets ahead, she has a lot of kill potential. Let's look at the dive again. Starting with the set ult. Puts him out of turret range. I mean, Centurion did buy time with his Q, but it's this stun here. Oh my god. Yeah, it was just way too clean of a dive. I don't think Bjergsen even needed to use his ult. The moment they bunched up like that, they were dead. They just needed to flash and dodge the set E, dodge the Irelia E. It was just so badly done. We have Broken Blade and Dardoch starting up Herald. Let's see how Fly deals with this. They have all 4 members, so it's going to be a fight. Fight starting with a hook on Bio. Centurion knocking back 3 members with his ult. Parabibo looking for the Ori ult angle. Finds it, but Bio is able to flash out. And then Set ulting Aatrox back, but he's going to flash out of the Nautilus hook. And then going to get knocked back by the Gragas ult. There just wasn't great chain CC here. I mean, Bjerg gets hooked, but he's going to make it out. Yeah, Q's onto the Herald and then flashes out. Everyone just had escape tools ready. Or when people went on a target, like when they went on Centurion, he had his ult ready, so he was able to reset the fight. And because TSM kept Kabe bottom, FlyQuest is going to be able to get this Herald with the help of Turtle. I'm trying to think what happens if Turtle doesn't come. TSM probably still has to exit anyways because they used most of their engage tools and a lot of members on the team were really low. Bio were really low, Dardoch was really low, yeah, so there was just no way they could stay there. We have FlyQuest grouping up on the top side of the map, trying to use the Herald that they were able to get earlier. Let's see how it goes. TSM also trying to group, but Irelia is going to be late, that's a huge point. MF clearing out the entire wave. They're actually not going to be able to get much with Herald, only 2 plays, and now they're going to move to Dragon. Turtle doesn't realize that TSM is staying, and he's going to be left in a dangerous position, so yeah, he's going to get slowed by MF, and oh no, Ignar actually saved Turtle by interrupting Dardoch from coming in when he had Predator, and Dardoch forced to flash out with Centurion and Turtle going on him, and also the Irelia TPing in. So yeah, even though it's Ignar that dies here, this death is completely on Turtle. He had to keep distance after they were done with the Herald play and get ready to move to Dragon, but he got greedy trying to clear the wave early, and Ignar's going to have to pay the price. We have both teams fighting for river control on top side of the map. Gonna start with a hook on Dardoch. Look at Parabibo and Bjergsen here. Parabibo able to zone Bjergsen out the whole time, not allowing him to enter the fight. Man, Bjergsen is a level 11 Irelia here with ultimate and flash up and also Trinity Force complete. It is so hard for Orianna to deny the Irelia from entering the fight. If the Irelia uses the ult on you, if she flashes on you, if she stuns you, you're pretty much dead. So the fact that Parabibo was able to deny Bjergsen is so huge. Major props to him. We have TSM starting Herald here and FlyQuest trying to contest. I really think they should think twice about this. Viper doesn't have his teleport up, so he's going to have to walk down while Broken Blade has TP. And also there's wars behind FlyQuest that they have to be really careful about that Broken Blade can come in on. And also Turtle and Parabibo are on separate sides. So yeah, I just don't think this Herald contest was possible from FlyQuest's end. The setup wasn't great, the TP timing wasn't great, Turtle was on the wrong side. Just let it go. Sometimes you can't contest for Herald, sometimes you can't contest for objectives because you didn't do the setup before, and this is an example of that. We have Dragon spawning and both teams are looking to get priority on this side. FlyQuest looking for an angle on MF, but Ignar forced to flash when they get caught looking. Now TSM able to clear out the wars on FlyQuest jungle. They're going to be able to comfortably start Dragon. You can see Broken Blade staying behind, looking for a flank angle, exactly what a set should be doing. And the fight's going to start on Ignar. So something really interesting happens here. Bio's able to land a nice hook on Ignar, but he is in the process of getting knocked back by Dardoch's ult, while the Nautilus ult also goes on Ignar. So the knockback cancels and the knock up happens. And while this is all going on, Ignar was able to reply with a flay as soon as he got hooked, so he has aftershock on him too. So TSM's going to be using 2 ultimates on a support who's not even going to be ulted all the way back. So the team fight start, while with a good angle, is not going to go favorably for TSM. Zac looking for a jump on Kabe, Kabe forced to flash. And here, something really bad also happens for TSM. Bjergsen misses his stun, and Broken Blade goes in for the flank, but no one else can follow up. If you can see that giant yellow goop and where the ball is for Orianna, it's really preventing TSM from walking in. That's where the Zac was, so he's also doing some zoning, and also, like I said, the Ori ball preventing people from walking in. So yeah, Broken Blaze right in middle of FlyQuest where he wants to be, but because the rest of his team can't follow up, it's actually more of a suicide than a flank. Trying to buy time with his W, but he's going to melt, and FlyQuest going to be able to chase down TSM. Viper getting a nice jump on Kabe and Dardoch, able to warp Kabe back, and that's going to be 2 for 0 for FlyQuest, and they're also going to be able to pick up Dragon in the process. Since they were getting snowballed on so quickly by TSM, and if they lost this Dragon, it would be sole point. It was really crucial they win this fight. Here we have TSM diving Viper. I mean, there's just so much CC coming in from the set and Gragas combined. And yeah, even though Viper was able to almost escape at the end, Dardoch able to finish the kill off with the ult. Whenever the set is diving you and he's actually able to get his E, get behind you, and the R combo off, it's just really hard to survive when it's combined with the jungler. Centaurian looking for an angle on Bjerg. I mean, they were pushing top lane as a response, but not going to be able to get much out of it. We have Mountain Drake spawning in 15 seconds, and both teams want to get control of River. Looks like FlyQuest's the one in control. TSM doesn't realize FlyQuest has the ward there. That's not going to end up too well for them. Ignar starting with a hook on Dardoch, but Broken Blaze able to pop over on top of Turtle, and he's able to use Centaurian to stun him, ult Turtle, try to finish him off with the W flash, not going to quite get it. Bjerg entering the fight from the back because he's able to TP in. Ignar is going to be food for him, and TSM also winning the other side of the fight. I mean, this is just what happens when TSM's divers are able to get on FlyQuest's backline. Bjerg with his TP, Broken Blade with his flash, and also the Blast Plant just able to really easily access the 2 squishies, and they're going to be able to win the team fight pretty handedly. Now, it's sole point for TSM, and we have another Drake spawning in 5 seconds. Very important for FlyQuest to contest this. Fight starting on Centaurian. He's actually forced to burn his ult. This is really bad. Zac without an ult in team fights is not the same champion. You can see FlyQuest taking it slow, taking care of the wards, and TSM actually leashing the dragon towards the bottom side of the river. So there's a really important thing that happens here. I know everyone's going to be focused on the center of the fight, but that's actually not where the fight is determined. It's between Viper and Bjerg. Because Viper isn't that strong, and Bjergsen is an Irelia that's incredibly fed, Viper can't do his job as marking Irelia from being able to engage on the backline. He's actually going to get forced out, and look what happens to Power Beeble and Turtle when Viper can't hold the choke versus Bjergsen. Bjerg just able to walk right through, gonna ult flash on top of Power Beeble and Turtle, and he's able to melt the backline. All he needs to do is be able to access them with the ult flash, and also Power Beeble had his flash burn from an earlier fight, so he's incredibly vulnerable. This is what Irelia late game comes down to. Are you able to get on the carries without being interrupted? Because if you are, you're able to end the fight just like Bjerg did. So while rest of TSM were taking Baron, Bjergsen stayed behind to play for the red. We're gonna get to see it here. And FlyQuest coming in to interrupt them. Oof, this is a support and an underfed top laner. Nice hook on the Blast Plant, but yeah, Bjergsen's just way too tanky. And he has Bio coming in. They should be able to turn the fight, landing to stun on both Viper and Ignar. Ignar incredibly squishy. He doesn't have Aftershock up. Gonna be an easy kill for Bjerg. And Centaurian not gonna be able to land the jump, just his Q. And yeah, that's gonna be a free kill for TSM, and it's a 4v5 situation. They should be able to push right on down. Dardoch has his flash up, so that's something FlyQuest has to be incredibly careful of. He's going to be looking for the engage here, that's why he's up forward. Looking for an angle, 4v5 situation. Nice stopwatch from Dardoch, but a flash ult on Power Beeble gonna mean he's gonna die instantly, and Dardoch still has his E-flash. This game's pretty much over. I don't think without Power Beeble they're gonna be able to defend against the rest of TSM. Bjerg went back to finish his Hydra. He's going to TP right back in. Yep, that's how the cookie crumbles. Bjerg missed his stun on Turtle, still just able to Q him and almost kill him by himself. Wait for the Qs to come back up, using it on creeps to build stack, and goes on Turtle to finish him off. And yeah, that's going to be it. This week was so refreshing to see from TSM. They were proactive, they drafted aggressive comps that were cohesive and made sense, and they did a really good job of playing them. They made mistakes along the way, but it didn't really stop them from actually playing out their comp and actually staying on the aggression just because some mistakes were made. And they were so cohesive about the team fights they took. Because in the previous weeks, they drafted ball comps and grouped up mid and got flanked. They drafted aggressive comp, botched the early game and just looked so lost, but all those mistakes are gone. So yeah, it's looking like the up and up for TSM, and this was their most difficult weekend yet. They had to play both C9 and FlyQuest, the number 1 and number 2 teams respectively. So yeah, it just gets easier from this. I don't think this makes them the favorites. I still think C9 is the stronger team, but for now, it makes the playoff picture very, very interesting. With TL's downfall and how badly they've been doing, it's just been C9 up there and no team that can really challenge them. So thank you TSM for making Spring Split interesting. As a reminder, I'm streaming on Twitch full time again, so check me out there. We do a lot of the content that you see on YouTube live on Twitch, so you should be able to see the whole process of it all. Ask me questions, don't forget to subscribe and comment. And one last thing, I'm not crazy, I'm just Loco. Bye!